You know, probably one of the biggest keys in dock fishing is boat control. And, you know, my advice on boat control is approach that dock pretty slowly, because a lot of times you want to fish all the way back behind it and then all the way around it. That's a lot of maneuvering. You just got to move kind of slow actually to get all those good casts. Fishing a good dock sometimes might take you 15, 20 minutes, even 30 minutes if you're really fishing thoroughly. For me, I like trying to fish them fairly quick at first, but as soon as I get a bite, I'll start trying to key in on where they are on a dock. Are they way up under it? Are they around the sides of it? Are they on floating docks, or are they on metal docks? Are they deep, or are they shallow? Are they suspended, or are they on the bottom? All those things play into what you're gonna do later on in the day. Oh, that's a fatty. Get that thing. Flipped up under that dock, and oh man, these fish are thick and fat and healthy. Pretty fish. Wow, that's too much fun. Most of the time, when you find a really good dock, there'll be some kind of depth change that's associated with it. It might be deep water that moves up in there. It may be the shallowest dock. Always be watching your sonar to see exactly what the depth is when you get a bite. You know, the real reason that docks are so good is just look at them. I mean, they're like a house for fish. Fish can get up under there anywhere. I mean, they may be floating with all that shade and that styrofoam that bait fish can feed around, or they may be actually pole docks that, you know, have lots of little different nooks and crannies, and the shade's different in different parts of them. The thing to know is that fish will move during the day. They may start out, you know, kind of out around feeding early in the morning, and then they end up way up under the middle of the dock when the sun gets up and there's shade. You have to just think, you're looking for small windows of time when those fish are actually going to be really active. Look at that. He's caught around his gill plate. Ugh, that's a nice one. Now, I switched to a blue jig because I had 2 jigs rigged, and one of them I broke off up under a dock, so I just had another jig ready to go instead of putting another one on. But that's a nice fish right there. You know, probably my 3 favorite baits for fishing docks is a jig. You know, the great thing about a jig is it's a bulky bait. It's something that you can skip up under there really well. You can swim a jig, you can also hop a jig all the way back, but a jig is one of my favorites. Another one is a vibrating jig. You know, a vibrating jig is, you know, it basically is a bait that you wind. Sometimes you stop and go with it, but it's another bait. You can access those docks really good. You know, the third one is a weightless worm, some kind of weightless bait that you can actually get up under that dock and it sinks really slow. It's a real subtle presentation, something that'll just get up in there and just very slowly, it vibrates as it falls, gets a lot of bites.